Hello again, my friends, and welcome to another episode of Heroes of Kriegeland. Today, we continue the journey of Joseph King, who has just met his partner for the first matchup of the Heroes of Kriegeland tournament. A tournament Joseph King did not volunteer to join. So
the best way to do it.
So the jungle elf girl kind of, how tall are you? She's 5'5".
I'm about 5'6", or
Okay,
5'7", somewhere in there.
You're about the same height. So she kind of she stares you in the eyes straight ahead, and she's like, "So, frail one, what do we call you?"
You can call me Joe. Joe King.
Joe, are you? Wait, so what is your real name then?
Joseph.
Oh, okay. So you're not joking. You can tell she's kind of like, she's a jungle dwelling wood elf, so you can tell she's maybe a little bit slow or doesn't kind of pick up on that you are actually named Joe King. She's like,
my name.
She's like, so Joseph, Joe. Okay. She's like, I am Nekessa Jadewood.
All right, Cassie.
She kind of winces at the nickname. As you guys are kind of like standing there talking, a brilliant green light kind of sparks up in the distance and it catches your guys' attention. And it flies towards you and your partner. And within the small bulb of green fire, a tiny fairy hovers and is spitting off green and yellow sparkles as she giggles and flies around. And she cries out, "Listen up, I'm here to tell you the rules to this little contest. Valerio has determined that the first and foremost quality of heroes is the winning edge. And so, this contest, known as the Dwarven Standoff, is winner takes all. You and your partner will be placed in a crumbled dungeon in opposition to another duo in the contest. Each team will have a captured hostage loyal to the other team. Each hostage knows the secret runic passphrase that unlocks the only other door in the dungeon, and behind this same magically sealed door is a golden statue. The first person to touch the golden statue, including the hostage on your team, wins the contest for their team. The reality kind of appears around you, and you guys feel your feet steady onto stone ground, and you're in some sort of underground bunker. It is pitch black, and you are a human, so do you have the light cantrip? Or do you have a torch?
I have prestidigitation.
So I think that could make a flash of light, but not a permanent one. One that like remains. Nekessa lights up a torch as you're like, I can't see anything. I don't know what's happening. She lights up a torch. So there's torchlight in your room now. So right now, the two of you are in a 20 by 20 foot stone room. There is a stone door with a locking mechanism on the inside of where you are, so it's like a little like guard station that you're in. And there's also a window cut into the stone that has iron bars through it. So you can see out of this, and other than the two of you, in the corner behind the door is a dwarf tied to a stone chair, and he's got a cloth gag in. The other team, and if you look out the window and you can see a door and a window. It's about 100 feet across, just an empty stone chamber outside of this little room. The other team has the same setup. They have your hostage. They're in a stone room. Then outside of that, the only other room in the chamber outside of the one you're in a small little dead end space. You open up into like a main stone chamber, like the main hall of a dwarven city, but the only other door other than the two stone doors that the two teams are in is like a magically sealed door that's off to your left. It would be off to their right.
Okay.
And the goal is the first person to touch the golden statue on the other side of the magic door wins for their team. So she's like, maybe we should interrogate or intimidate the dwarf, see if he'll give us the passphrase.
I have another solution.
I'm all ears.
I cast Unseen Servant. Go touch the statue.
Unseen servant, can it pass through walls?
I don't know.
Well, the statue's on the other side of a magical door, so let's take a look. I will read Unseen Servant real quick. Yeah, so it's not quite a ghost that could walk through the door, but that's
It was a good idea.
So you're like, I could cast the spell. She's like, you mean it could walk through the door? And you're like, oh wait.
Good point.
She kind of like, she's like, listen, I'm here for action. I want to go claw something.
I could eat through the door with acid.
She's like, she walks over and she pulls the lever on the door that locks that you're in. It's like locking on your side. Oh, you mean the magical door? You think we could?
Yeah.
You think we could melt the magical door? She's like, I can spray. She's like, no, I don't spray acid. I just spray poison. Can't poison the door, can you?
I can magic acid at the magical door.
Okay, let's go give it a shot then. And if the other team comes after us, we'll just take them on. Okay.
That makes sense to me.
So she unlocks the door and you hear the slab, like it's pretty loud and it kind of echoes into things. So they probably can hear that you guys are leaving the room.
Yeah.
Are we just leaving the dwarf in here? She asked you. Again?
Hey dwarf, you want to come with us?
Well, he's tied and gagged to the chair.
Oh right. I could cast Tensor's magical disc, and he can.
We could put him on it.
Yeah.
And then can have more. Okay, yeah, I like that. Are you you'll use a spell slot then for that? Because
I'll use a spell slot for that.
You don't want to ritual cast something right now.
I don't want to give them 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, oh, that's a smart move. Like, I like this. So the two of you need to roll strength checks together to move him onto the Tensor's floating disc. She's fairly strong, but she's definitely more dangerous.
Tied up on a chair, right?
He's on a stone chair, yeah. He's tied up to a stone chair.
I mean, how much strength is it really going to be to just...
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go. That's smart. She was like trying to be nice, like, help me lift him up. And you're like, perfect. Genius. She loves it. Okay. So you guys start walking over with the floating hostage behind you. And the other team sees it and is like, okay. You hear someone call out and he's like, hey now. From the other like guard station through the window. They're like, hey now, that's not fair.
Fair is what you make of it. You ninny.
Ooh.
But man, am I old? Why am I calling everyone a ninny today?
So you hear the stone door of their stone door swing open, and you can hear the two of them coming. So in the lead immediately, just charging in, and he just starts like, absolutely no stealth. A halfling with a spear, who also looks like he's from the jungle, and she points and goes, "It's Krem! He's tougher than he looks." So there's a jungle halfling after you, and his wizard human counterpart, who is kind of a short, frail-looking, pale human. He has hair. Granted, he is bald, and so he has just like the side and back, like the black hair is kind of coming through. So he's kind of a counterpart of yours. So it's 2 jungle barbarians versus 2 human wizards, and I drew this all at random. So it's actually very, very funny that this is happening.
Hey, I like it. There's some good.
Yeah, it's a good mashup. So we're gonna roll initiative because Krem is just charging in and he's about to activate rage.
I don't like that.
All right, so let's go.
The real bad guy is the king.
The real bad guy is the king.
The bad guy is the monarchy. Don't give in.
Don't give in to these games. Yeah. All right. All right. What did you get for initiative?
Oh, 16.
Okay. Nice. Both of your opponents rolled really bad. Oh my gosh. They both got 8 initiative. so your opponents can combo attack for special effect.
Only if they're alive.
Only if they're alive. You are first, Joe.
All right. I'm going to cast Acid Splash.
Okay.
I feel like it's a good opening volley.
Okay. That is a dex saving throw from me. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, unless they're within 5 feet of each other, in which case I could potentially hit both.
Right. But for me to not take any damage, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not within 5 feet of each other at the moment. It's just.
But yeah, it's a dex saving throw.
Okay, and you're hitting the barbarian or the wizard.
I feel like the barbarian is a more immediate threat, but the wizard. I'll take on the wizard.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the wizard.
Wizard duel. There you go.
Exactly.
Okay, so the wizard is going to. Oh, he did not succeed, so you get your damage.
Woohoo!
He is
You take your.
not a very dexterous man as is, but
I mean, neither am I.
rolled pretty bad.
Yeah, he could take his 3 damage.
3? Ouch. Well, that is, you have bloodied him officially, sir.
It would bloody me, so.
Yeah, it splashes like a little bit of acid hits him in the arm, and he's like, "Ah, you monster!" He was the one that said that's not fair. You could tell by his voice when he cries out. Okay, next is Nekessa. She's gonna run forward and take on the halfling right now. She already has Draconic Gauntlet cast, so she's going to just go ahead and she gets to attack, and it's with her spellcasting modifier instead. She got a 22 to hit, and Draconic Gauntlet gives you 2d6 slashing damage. So like a great sword.
Nice.
Yeah. Krem does have an absurd amount of hit points, though, for a level 1 barbarian.
Go, Cassie, go.
Okay, so she did 9 damage, which is going to bloody her opponent, but he is still up.
Nice.
Okay, next is the barbarian, who will rage, and then he will try to stab her with his spear. Oh, nope. He tried to stick her, and she just... So she rushes in, throws this big, like, meaty dragon claw at him, and he kind of tries to just, like, absorb it, and it just cuts up his, like, torso and up his, like, forearm. So he just goes, like, blood rage. Ah! And then by the time he's screaming and stabbing forward, she's already done, like, a backflip out of the way.
Nice.
That's a solid wife you got there.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Basil have the guts to tell her about that.
So yeah, probably not so soon though, right? Ooh, this wizard is not a battle type guy.
I am not either.
So he's gonna. He only has 1 damage spell, so he's gonna run forward, put himself on the front lines. He's gonna stand. He's gonna run right next to his barbarian, or just behind his barbarian, and he's gonna cast Thunder Wave to try to hit Nekessa, and then maybe bounce her back like closer to you.
Okay.
But you guys aren't. I don't think you're within 15 feet of each other, because she kind of ran up to meet the halfling.
Right.
So,
yeah, I'm
you're,
back.
You're good you're good on a save. You don't have to roll one. Nekessa does though. Thunder Wave is a Constitution saving throw. Is that correct?
Do you want me to look it up?
I'll look it up.
As long as you got the book, we're good.
Yeah. Yep. So it is a Constitution saving throw, and she got a 14, which is enough to save. Holy crap, she's awesome, dude. So she takes half damage, and so she just kind of eats it and only has to take 1d8 thunder damage instead of 2. Oh, it was 8 though. So, she's up. She still has 1 hit point. The one fatal flaw of the battle sorcerer. She doesn't have great HP.
Okay. I am going to run up to to the barbarian and do a little bit of a gambit here.
Okay.
I'm casting color spray to try and hit both of them.
Oh yeah, and the other wizard moved up close enough that you can hit both for sure.
I have to get closer, I'm assuming, in order to make that work.
Yeah.
With everything.
But that does work. Yep. So it's you roll a certain amount of dice for HP affected, right?
Yeah, I roll 6d10.
Well, they have a total of 7 hit points amongst the 2 of them. So all you have to do is not roll all ones.
Yeah, I'm looking at something like 30.
Okay. They are both blind. Ah! The wizard cries out, "My eyes!" Even though it doesn't actually hurt his eyes. It just blinds him. Like he cries out as if you acid splashed him in the face. Okay. Well, Nekessa's gonna take that sweet advantage then to go ahead and slash. Yep, that's a hit. 2d6. Okay, she drops. She even at half damage, she does enough. She runs back in, claws the barbarian down into the ground, and he just like hits his face against the stone. And then she just looks up and growls at the wizard, the blind wizard, and he goes, "I surrender!" And he falls onto his knees. "I surrender! I don't want to be a hero of Kriegeland." She goes, "Huh, I thought these guys would be tough." And then she turns around and you can see that she's like gritting a little bit and like bleeding out of her mouth because the concussive damage of the thunder wave actually did almost drop her. So it's a good, she's acting, you catch a glimpse of her acting tougher than she may be leading on to, but either way, it looked good to the audience because all of this is being shown through scrying orbs and the arcane engine is broadcasting this across the land. So cheers go up and around, and you guys just go free your hostage. He wanders over, gives you the passphrase. She looks over at you, and she's like, "I'm going to touch the statue."
Do you want me to patch you up first, or?
She's like, "No, I'm fine. Shut up." And then she kind of like, you could tell she smirks a little, like that you're like being nice. She's like, she kind of like notices. But she's like, "Don't you touch that golden statue. That's mine. I'm the champion here."
You go right for it.
Okay, she goes over.
I lean over to the dwarf. I could kiss her.
He's like, elvish scum.
No, human. What's wrong with
Not you. Shut up. Okay, she goes and she grabs the golden statue, and it all kind of swirls out of existence. And suddenly, you're standing back in front of that same wooden podium to the roar of the crowd and the blare of the trumpets, and you just can't help but feel a little bit excited for all of the attention. And they call out, "Joseph and Nekessa move on in the tournament."
We kings are going to be pretty good at this.
Yeah, we kings, that's okay. Yeah, she looks, what?